Hola, mi gente. I want to remind you of something. Yeah. Okay. Self-love, self-first. Once you start planting your seeds, baby, what happens? What happens? It's like magic, baby. I'm just letting you know right now, it's like magic. So, what can I say? When you learn to control your destiny, your life literally starts to pan itself out. Things start coming to you. Your energy just gets rejuvenated. You're like happy all the time. You're organized. You're looking good. You're smelling good. People are respecting you. You understand the power that you stand in. However, you don't take advantage of nobody. Absolutely nobody, not even yourself. That is a thing. See, that's the thing about it. You know, a lot of people in the past, they find out about this and they be like, oh, that's power. Oh, yeah. But then they utilize it to hurt people, to manipulate people, to be narcissist. I can't stand that word. It's such a trendy word right now everybody's using. Anyway, so like seriously, learn to control your destiny so that you can live that magical life. I promise you, it's like magic, baby. Things just start automatically. It's like paying it forward type of lifestyle, and you're always getting paid forward for the stuff that you did back in the days, the good karma, you know. Like, I'm not sure if you know, but for people who live in bad karma, karma can be changed. Like, just because your past was like completely different, you know, and you're no longer like that person anymore, or no longer want to be like that person anymore, like you want to make a change, you got plenty of room to make changes. Like, you control your destiny, and what happens in your life is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. You get paid back in abundance. However, you got to put that work in. I'm letting you know right now, it ain't free. It doesn't cost monetary money either. Don't let nobody talk you into you got to pay in order to have a brighter future. Now, the only thing you might want to pay for is constantly learning, you know, constantly growing, books, reading, maybe some you know, classes online you want to take that might, you know, enhance who you are. Yeah, we're all for that. We're all for constantly learning and growing and becoming a better us, a better you. You understand? But universally, your destiny, you don't pay for destiny. You got to put that work in. You understand? I have a lot of people who live life awesome. I myself, you understand? And you got to put that work in. You have to have patience with yourself. I must admit, I didn't have patience. Also, at least I thought I didn't have patience at one time in my life. You understand? But then again, I had a different mentality. It wasn't about self-love, self-first. You understand? I had to learn and grow to get to this position. However, I'm here and I am spreading the information because if you're like me, you didn't learn it in school, you didn't learn it at home, you didn't learn it with your friends, you didn't learn it with anyone external outside of you, you learned it by yourself. And that is like awesome. You understand? Some people learn it at home. Some people learn it with experiences in life. You understand? Me, I stepped up to the plate because I said, you know what? I know who I am. I know what I can put forth. I know my value. You understand? And I definitely know my power. And I took energy and I invested into creating my destiny. I controlled my destiny. And it's like magic, baby. It's magic. So when I began to allow that flow, when I began to allow myself to grow, when I began to allow myself to not stay stagnant on those things that I couldn't control, that I wanted so much, you understand? It's a lot of those things that happen. Like you want, but it's kind of like, is that even for you? You got to know that part. And that holds a lot of people back, because then you start feeling hurt. Have you ever been hurt because things didn't happen your way? You got to let that go. You cannot stay stagnant on things that don't pan out your way. Honey, maybe that was just not for you, and you got to be okay with that though. Like, you cannot have a chip on your shoulder or look at the person or the people or the thing as if it's their problem, it's their fault. No, you literally have to walk away from situations unbothered. You know, it's like that energy, like, okay, well, that wasn't for me. Okay, moving on. You understand? Definitely organizing. I've worked all my life from young, and I've worked long hours on end. So I was half home, half in the office. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I was more in the office than I was at home. So a lot of the times when certain things needed to be done at home, no, I didn't have a maid. I should have though. However, you put it on to the future, and then things start piling up. Let's say, example, cleaning out a closet. Like, the home was always clean, but it's just those big projects that you're like, oh, I'll just leave it for next week. Oh, I just leave it for next week. And then when you realize that you got clutter growing, and I don't like clutter. So therefore, I had to slowly approach my home with respect and stay on that energy. You understand? I'm trying to tell you, that's a part of controlling your destiny. Like, don't sit on anything. Clear out, get rid of, let go. You understand? I come from the eras of the time when people would hold artifacts type of thing. I mean, I don't know about artifacts, that sounds kind of old, but like, you would hold a newspaper because, not a newspaper, a magazine, because it was like someone famous on the front cover, you know, or comic books, music, you know, recorded on a disc or something, and that was your only way to get the music. Nowadays, you don't have that. That's not even a question. Like, you can get music on so many different ways that having a disc. I had someone at my job ask me, where can I donate CDs to? And I was like, CDs? Nobody takes that. You understand? Like, you can probably get rid of it for free and just pay for the shipping. Like, no one is taking CDs. So if you have CDs at your home, like I had CDs at my home, there's a point where you got to get rid of stuff. Old shoes, old sneakers, old clothing that you're no longer wearing. You know what I just recently learned of? Holding on to things that, you know, people who no longer live. They're no longer living. They're gone. And I get it. Like, that's a sensitive subject because, you know, that's the closeness that you keep with someone who has passed on. However, there's energy that you're holding on from that person. You don't know their mentality. You don't know what was going through their mind on a daily basis. And you holding on to that energy around you. Some of that, or all of that, needs to get, you got to get rid of that stuff. You can't hold on to that. I remember there was a time when I learned about, but I learned this when I was young. This was a long time ago. When you say something, when you say you're going to do something, make sure it gets done. And if you cannot get it done, open up your mouth and speak up and say, no, I cannot, and let the people know. Like, don't include yourself in things if you're not going to get it done. If you can't handle it, the best thing for you to do is be honest. Because you are not serving that circle at its best. And it doesn't take anything away from you if you can't. What it does is your word becomes more reliable. Because when you do something that you can get done and you say, I got it, your word is much more valuable when you actually get it done. Now, when you say you can't, they're going to really believe you. You can't. You understand? I'm not saying that you're supposed to say I can't for everything. What community are you a part of? Like, you should be, living for self-love, self-first, but you should also be a part of a community, helping out. You understand? In whatever way, form, fashion. It could be family, it could be friends, it could be neighbors, it could be work, it could be, I don't know, with your dogs or whatever. Like, the point is that if you say you're going to do something, hold yourself accountable to that. Accountability is everything. And that is a part of controlling your destiny. Having a certain lifestyle that is enriched with beliefs, morals, truth, love. None of these things are monetary. All of these things are things that you create on your own with your words, which you're doing, your actions. You understand? This has nothing. There's no money involved in this. And guess what? If you don't know how to do it, you better start, and it becomes a practice. I remember one time I used to say I didn't have any patience. Who doesn't have patience? You start to realize you've always had the patience. You probably just wasn't loving yourself enough to see that part of yourself. That's the truth. That is the truth. You probably didn't or don't love yourself enough to see that part of yourself manifest. You understand? So control your destiny, because there's people there's people on this earth who are living a wonderful life, and there's people on this earth who are living crappy lives. And I'm gonna be honest with you, you can't sit here and tell me, oh, it's all about the money. It's not 100% the money. A lot of that has to do with the energy that you're putting out, or the knowledge that you don't have, which is the purpose of me creating this platform. Speak to my people. This is my way of adding to the community. You understand? Because if you weren't shown at home, if you weren't shown wherever you are with your friends in school, if you don't know, now you know. You understand? Self-love, self-first is definitely the lifestyle that you need to take on. And you know what? It doesn't include a monetary, that's invaluable. The information that I'm giving you is very valuable. But when you are actually acting on these actions, it becomes so valuable that there's no monetary money that can be placed onto those actions that you put out. That's what I mean. Meaning invaluable. There's no money that can be placed into these actions and these characteristics that you take on. These characteristics that you take on as a self-love, self-first person, they're phenomenal. And I want the best for my people. I want the best for everyone. I want people to see that there are good people on this earth. And it ain't just me. There's tons of good people on this earth. So if you don't know one, now you do. You've just met someone who is definitely a nice person. And when I say something, I mean it. You understand? So enough about me, because I'm not here to speak about me. I'm here to speak about actions that people need to take on that create that magic when you control your destiny. It's imperatively important that you step up to every single thing you do on a daily basis at your highest frequency. And what I must say, if it doesn't feel right, is because it's not right. Excuse my bottles in my back seat. Those are my Spring Mountain water bottles. Guys, I love you all. I want the best for you. Happy full moon day. Ciao. Self-love, self first, baby.